In the midst of war weariness, Abram paid tribute to a mysterious priest who's described as without father, without mother, without genealogy, having neither beginning of days nor end of life. Was this the pre-incarnate Christ, or merely a prototype? Let's discuss this in Genesis 14. Was there war in the land? Was Lot taken captive? And it came about in the days of Amraphel king of Shinar, Arioch king of Elazar, Chedorlaomer king of Elam, and Tithe king of Goyim, that they made war with Berah king of Sodom, and with Bersha king of Gomorrah, Shinab king of Admah, and Shemeber king of Zeboyim, and the king of Bela, that is Zoar. All these kings came as allies to the valley of Siddim, that is the Salt Sea. For 12 years they'd served Chedorlaomer, but in the 13th year they rebelled, and in the 14th year Chedorlaomer and the kings who were with him came and defeated the Rephaim in Ashtaroth Karnaim, and the Zuzim in Ham, and the Emim in Shavi Kiriath-Haim, and the Horites on their Mount Seir, as far as El Paran, which is by the wilderness. Then they turned back and came to En-Mishpat, that is Kadesh, and conquered all the country of the Amalekites, and also the Amorites, who lived in Hazazon Tamar, and the king of Sodom, and the king of Gomorrah, the king of Admah, and the king of Zeboyim, and the king of Bela, that is Zoar, came out, and they lined up for battle against them in the valley of Siddim, against Chedorlaomer king of Elam, Tithe king of Goyim, Amraphel king of Shinar, and Arloch king of Elasar, 4 kings against 5. Now the valley of Siddim was full of tar pits, and the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, but they fell into them. But those who survived fled to the hill country. Then they took all the possessions of Sodom and Gomorrah, and all their food supply, and departed. They also took Lot, Abram's nephew, and his possessions, and departed, for he was living in Sodom. Did Abram hear about this and rescue his nephew from captivity? A man who'd escaped came and reported this to Abram the Hebrew. Now Abram was living near the great trees of Mamre the Amorite, a brother of Eshcol and Aner, all of whom were allied with Abram. When Abram heard that his relative had been taken captive, he called out the 318 trained men born in his household and went in pursuit as far as Dan. During the night Abram divided his men to attack them, and he routed them, pursuing them as far as Hobah, north of Damascus. He recovered all the goods and brought back his relative Lot and his possessions, together with the women and the other people. After Abram returned from defeating Chedorlaomer and the kings allied with him, the king of Sodom came out to meet him in the valley of Shaveh, that is the king's valley. What happened with the mysterious king of Salem, the old name for Jerusalem? What did Abram give him? Then Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. He was the priest of God Most High, and he blessed him and said, "Blessed be Abram of God Most High, possessor of heaven and earth, and blessed be God Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hand." And he gave him a tithe of all. Did Abram regularly tithe to Melchizedek, or just this one time, as far as we know? Who was this mysterious priest? For this Melchizedek, king of Salem, priest of the Most High God, who met Abraham returning from the slaughter of the kings, and blessed him, to whom also Abraham gave a tenth of all, first being translated King of Righteousness, and then also King of Salem, meaning King of Peace, without father, without mother, without genealogy, having neither beginning of days nor end of life, but made like the Son of God, remains a priest continually. Was Abram willing to compromise with the king of Sodom? Or as a man of character, did he stand by his principles? The king of Sodom said to Abram, "Give back my people who were captured, but you may keep for yourself all the goods you've recovered." Abram replied to the king of Sodom, "I solemnly swear to the Lord God Most High, creator of heaven and earth, that I'll not take so much as a single thread or sandal thong from what belongs to you. Otherwise you might say I'm the one who made Abram rich. I will accept only what my young warriors have already eaten, and I request that you give a fair share of the goods to my allies, Anna, Eshcol, and Mamre." In the midst of war weariness, Abram paid tribute to a mysterious priest, who's described as without father, without mother, without genealogy, having neither beginning of days nor end of life. Was this the pre-incarnate Christ, or merely a prototype? You decide.